It was a rainy Thursday evening when Lana came home from school. Her shoes were wet. Her bag was heavy, but her heart felt heavier than anything she carried. She lived with her grandmother in a small, quiet house near the end of Maple Street. The house smelled like old books and warm tea. Her grandmother, a kind woman with silver hair, waited at the window every day for her to return. But today, someone else had come before Lana. A letter was waiting on the kitchen table. Not just any letter. A thick white envelope with shiny gold writing. Lana picked it up slowly. Her name was written in perfect handwriting. Miss Lana Green. She had not seen writing like that in years. It looked familiar, too familiar. She opened the envelope. Inside was a wedding invitation. You are invited to the wedding of Mr. Thomas Green and Miss Clara Reynolds. Saturday, 3 p.m., Rose Hill Garden Hall. Formal attire requested. Love, Dad. Lana's hands froze. Dad? She hadn't heard that word in 5 years. Not since the day he left without a goodbye. Not since her mother died. Not since everything changed. Her father had disappeared like smoke, and now he was getting married. Tears filled her eyes, but she didn't let them fall. Lana had learned how to hold back her emotions, especially the painful ones. She walked to her grandmother, who was folding laundry quietly. Did you know? Lana asked softly. Her grandmother looked up, sadness in her eyes. Yes, the invitation came earlier today. And you didn't say anything. I wanted you to see it for yourself. Lana sat down. The air felt too heavy. Why now? She whispered. Why send me this? Her grandmother placed a hand on hers. Maybe he wants to fix things, she said gently. Or maybe he just wants you to see his new life. Lana shook her head. He left us. He left me. And now he thinks I'll come and smile. That night, Lana stayed awake, staring at the ceiling. Memories of her father filled her mind. His laugh, his tall figure, the way he used to carry her on his shoulders. But there were also other memories. The shouting before he left. The silence after. The birthday cards that never came. She got up and opened her drawer. Inside was an old photo of her parents holding her as a baby. They looked happy, complete. She touched her mother's face in the photo. What should I do, Mom? And then she saw it, something she hadn't noticed before. Her father's hand in the picture was wearing a ring, a gold ring, the same ring he had on the day he left. But now he wanted to marry someone else. Lana's heart ached with confusion. She picked up the wedding invitation again. The name Clara Reynolds stood out. She didn't know who Clara was. She had never heard that name before. But something in her chest felt strange. Not jealousy, not anger. Something cold. The next morning, Lana packed her school bag, but left the invitation in her pocket. She couldn't stop thinking about it. At school, she stayed quiet. Even her best friend Emma noticed. What's wrong? Emma asked during lunch. Lana hesitated, then told her everything. Emma's eyes widened. You're going, right? I don't know, Lana said. Emma leaned in. You have to go. If not for him, then for yourself. Get answers. Lana nodded slowly. Maybe Emma was right. Maybe it was time. 2 days later, Lana stood in front of her mirror. She wore a simple blue dress. Her hair was brushed neatly. She looked older than usual, stronger. Her grandmother smiled as she handed her a small silver necklace. Your mother wore this at her wedding. I think she'd want you to wear it today. Lana took it with shaky hands. Thank you. They didn't speak on the way to Rose Hill Garden Hall. The car ride was quiet, but Lana's mind was loud. What would she say to him? Would he even recognize her? And who was Clara? As the car pulled up to the beautiful venue, Lana saw guests walking in. Everyone looked happy. Music was playing softly, but Lana's heart beat faster with each step. She walked inside, clutching the invitation like a shield. And then she saw him, her father, standing at the altar, smiling, laughing, wearing the same gold ring. Lana stopped walking. Her breath caught in her throat. He looked older, but not sad, not sorry. And standing beside him was Clara, tall, elegant, beautiful, and looking straight at Lana with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Lana's hands curled into fists. She didn't come here to cry. She came for the truth. And maybe, just maybe, she came to stop something. Lana stood quietly at the edge of the wedding hall. Her heart was beating too fast. Her eyes were stuck on the woman standing next to her father. Clara, the bride. She wore a white dress that sparkled under the lights. Her hair was tied up perfectly. Her smile was big, but it didn't feel real. It felt like a mask. Lana watched as Clara leaned closer to her father, laughing at something he said, but her eyes, cold, sharp, glanced at Lana for just a second. That 1 second was enough. It wasn't a warm look, not even a kind one. It was a warning, like Clara was saying without words. You don't belong here. Lana turned away and sat quietly at the back. The guests were all talking, laughing, and enjoying the music. No one noticed the nervous teenage girl alone in the corner. No one asked who she was. Not even her father. Not yet. An hour later, Lana stepped outside for air. The garden outside the hall was quiet. Roses and white lights decorated the path. It was beautiful. Too beautiful for the storm inside her heart. She stood under a tree and wiped her eyes. Rough day, a voice said behind her. Lana turned quickly. It was Clara. The bride stood there, smiling again, but that same fake smile. I thought I saw you earlier, Clara said, walking closer. You must be Thomas's daughter. Lana nodded, staying quiet. Clara's eyes moved slowly over Lana's clothes, her shoes, even her necklace. That necklace is old, Clara said. Family thing. It was my mom's, Lana replied, voice low. Oh, of course, Clara said quickly. I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything. But she did mean something. Lana could feel it. Clara's smile returned. You should come say hello to your father. He's been busy, but I'm sure he'd love to see you. He didn't even come to say hi, Lana said quietly. Clara tilted her head. He was nervous, maybe. Weddings are emotional. Lana stared at her. Were you there when he left us? Clara blinked, just for a second. Then she smiled wider. No, dear, that was before me. But her eyes told a different story. Later, Lana entered the main hall again. The food was being served. Music was playing softly. She saw her father standing near the drinks table. She gathered courage and walked up to him. Dad, she said. He turned. His face changed. Shock, guilt, maybe even sadness. Lana, he whispered. They stared at each other for a long moment. You're here, he said finally. You came. I got your invitation, she replied. I didn't know if you would come, he said, voice shaking. I almost didn't. He looked down. I'm sorry. I know I should have reached out earlier. Why didn't you? Lana asked. He opened his mouth to answer, but Clara appeared beside him. There you are, she said sweetly, placing a hand on his arm. We have guests waiting, darling. Then she looked at Lana and added, we'll talk later. Lana stepped back. Her father didn't say anything. Not even goodbye. That night, Lana couldn't sleep. She stayed at her grandmother's house again. The wedding was still fresh in her mind. But one thing stood out more than anything. Clara. There was something about her. Something wrong. Something Lana couldn't explain. She sat at the desk and opened her school notebook. On the last page, she wrote 3 words. Who is Clara? Then she remembered something. A box in her grandmother's storage room. It had old pictures, documents, even old newspapers. Maybe something about her father's past. She tiptoed to the room, opened the box, and began searching. She found an old photo album, pictures of her parents, trips, smiles, birthdays, and then a photo she had never seen before. Her mother, standing near a coffee shop. In the background, almost hidden in the blur, Clara, younger but clearly her, standing behind them, watching. Lana's hands shook. What was she doing there? Why was she near her family years ago? She flipped the photo over. No date, no writing. Lana placed it aside and kept digging. At the bottom of the box, inside an envelope, was something else. A letter, handwritten, from her mother. Lana, if you ever find this, please be careful. There was someone your father trusted, someone who wanted more than just friendship. I don't know what she's truly after, but I don't trust her. I hope your father sees it before it's too late. Protect yourself. Lana's eyes filled with tears. The letter had no name, but she already knew who her mother was warning her about. Clara, the bride with the strange smile. And now, she was married to her father. Lana sat on the floor, her back against the wall, her hands tightly holding the photo. She stared at Clara's face in the background of the picture. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't someone who looked like her. It was her. Clara had been there, before the wedding, before her mother died, even before her father left. But why? Why was she watching Lana's family from a distance? And why did her mother write that warning? Lana felt a cold chill crawl up her spine. She picked up the letter again. Someone your father trusted, someone who wanted more than just friendship. Her mother must have known something. She must have seen the truth behind Clara's fake smile. And now, Clara was married to her father. Lana placed the photo and letter inside a small envelope and hid it in her drawer. She knew she had to be careful. If Clara had been following them all those years ago, what was she planning now? The next morning, Lana sat at the kitchen table, barely touching her cereal. Her grandmother noticed. "You didn't sleep much," she said softly. Lana nodded. "Grandma, do you remember this woman?" She pulled out a copy of the photo and pointed at Clara's face. Her grandmother took a long look. "I've seen her before. Once, maybe twice. She came by the school where your mother worked. I always thought she was just another parent." Lana's eyes narrowed, but she wasn't. Her grandmother's voice lowered. "No, I don't think so." That afternoon, Lana made a decision. She had to know the truth about Clara. So she skipped her usual walk home from school and took a bus to the city library. There she searched the newspaper archives. She typed Clara Reynolds into the old computer system. Nothing. Then she typed Clara Green, her new name. Still nothing. But then she tried Clara Raymond. One article popped up. Local woman questioned in missing person case, 12 years ago. Lana clicked on it fast. There it was, Clara's younger face, same eyes, same cold smile. The article said she had worked as a secretary for a wealthy man who suddenly disappeared. There was suspicion, but no proof. She was never charged. But that wasn't all. There were rumors, whispers that Clara had gotten close to more than one man. Always wealthy, always married, and somehow always alone when they were gone. Lana's heart pounded. Was her father next? Was Clara dangerous? Lana printed the article and put it in her bag. As she turned to leave, her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "Curious little girls often get hurt. Stop digging." She froze. Her hands trembled. How did someone know she was here? Was Clara watching her? She ran outside, her eyes scanning the street, but no one was there. She took the long way home, changing buses twice just to be safe. That evening, Lana didn't tell her grandmother. Not yet. She needed proof, clear proof. She locked her bedroom door and spread out everything she had. The photo with Clara in the background. Her mother's letter. The newspaper article. The threatening message. Each one told part of the story. but she needed to connect them. Then she remembered something else. The ring. Her father's gold ring. The same one he wore when he was married to her mother, and still wore now. She went through the wedding photos online. In every picture, Clara was smiling. But in one picture, where she held his hand, the ring was missing. Zooming in, Lana saw it. He wasn't wearing the same ring anymore. It was different. A new ring. A new start. Or something forced. The next day, Lana made another bold move. She returned to the wedding venue, Rose Hill Garden Hall. She told the woman at the front desk that she left something important there during the wedding. The lady, kind and older, nodded. "You're Thomas Green's daughter, right?" Lana blinked. "Yes." "How did you know?" "Oh, I saw you at the wedding. You look just like your mother." "I knew her. A long time ago." "You knew my mom?" "Yes, she was a sweet woman. Always so full of life. I was surprised when your dad married again so quickly." "Quickly?" Lana asked. "Oh yes," the woman said, leaning in. "They booked the wedding just 2 weeks ago. Last minute. And the bride, well, she was very particular. Didn't want too many guests. Didn't even let your dad's old friends attend." Lana's head was spinning. 2 weeks. And her father didn't invite his closest friends. Something was very wrong. She walked out of the building with a heavy heart. But her steps were faster now. She wasn't scared anymore. She was determined. Clara was hiding something. Her father might be in danger. And Lana was the only one who could uncover the truth. Lana couldn't wait anymore. She needed to see her father. She needed to talk to him. Alone. He had to know what she found. So that weekend, she called him. He answered after the second ring. His voice sounded surprised. "Lana, are you okay?" "No," she said. "I need to see you." A pause. "Now." "Yes, it's important. Please." Another pause. "Clara's not home right now. Come over." Lana arrived in 30 minutes. The house was big and beautiful, but it didn't feel like home. Not to her. Not without her mother. Her father opened the door. He looked tired, older, almost like he hadn't been sleeping. "Come in," he said, stepping aside. Lana walked in slowly. The air smelled like expensive candles. But the silence was heavy. They sat in the living room. Neither spoke for a moment. Then Lana pulled out the photo, the one with Clara in the background. She handed it to him. He looked at it and froze. His eyes scanned it slowly. His fingers trembled slightly. "Where did you get this?" he asked. "It was in Grandma's box. And this too." She handed him the letter from her mother. He read it silently. His face changed. Sadness, shock, maybe even fear. "I didn't know your mother wrote this," he whispered. "She was scared, Dad." "Of her." He didn't say anything. Lana leaned forward. "Who is Clara?" "Really?" He looked down. "She was someone I met after things got hard between your mother and me. I was lonely. She listened. She understood me. Or so I thought." Lana waited. "She helped me during a rough time. She was always around, always helpful. I thought she cared." "And now?" Lana asked. "I don't know anymore," he said quietly. "Since the wedding, she's changed." "Dad, do you trust her?" He didn't answer. That was enough. Lana stood up and walked to the hallway. There was a door near the stairs, painted white, perfectly clean. It had always been locked, even during the wedding. "What's in there?" Lana asked. Her father turned his head. "That room? Nothing. Just storage. I want to see it." He stood slowly, walked over, took out a key from his pocket, then stopped. "I haven't opened it in months," he said. He unlocked the door. It creaked open. Dust floated in the air. The room was small but filled with boxes, labeled files, photos, books. Some of Lana's childhood toys were stacked in a corner. And on the far wall, a locked cabinet. "What's that?" Lana asked. "Important papers," her father replied. But Lana was already walking toward it. She tried the handle. Locked. Her father opened a drawer and took out another key. "This is risky," he said. "Clara doesn't like people going through these things." "I'm not people," Lana said. "I'm your daughter." He nodded slowly. The cabinet opened. Inside were passports, bills, and a folder marked Private, CR. Lana pulled it out. CR meant Clara Reynolds. She opened the folder. Inside were copies of different IDs, all with Clara's photo, but with different names. Clara Moore, Clara James, Clara King, and dates, different years, different cities. "She's used fake names," Lana said in shock. Her father stared at the documents, silent. "She never told me any of this," he said, his voice low. Lana found something else, a marriage certificate. Not this one, an old one. Clara was already married once, to a man named Edward Blake. "Who's he?" Lana asked. Her father looked pale. "I don't know." There was also an old police report. Missing person, Edward Blake. Last seen, 2013. Lana's hands trembled. She looked at her father. "She's done this before, hasn't she?" He backed away slowly and sat down. "I don't know who she is anymore," he said. Just then, the front door opened. Clara was home. Lana and her father froze. "Thomas," her voice called out. "I'm back early." He quickly shut the folder and pushed it back inside. He locked the cabinet and closed the room door fast. They rushed back to the living room and sat down like nothing happened. Clara walked in, smiling as always. But this time, Lana looked at that smile differently. It wasn't beauty. It wasn't kindness. It was a mask hiding something cold and dangerous. "Oh, Lana, what a surprise," Clara said sweetly. "Visiting again so soon." "Yes," Lana said with a steady voice. "Just spending time with my father." "Well, how nice," Clara replied. Her eyes moved to her husband. She noticed the sweat on his face. "Everything okay?" she asked him. He forced a smile. "Perfect." Lana stood up. "I was just leaving." Clara smiled wider. "Oh, don't rush off." But Lana had seen enough. Lana couldn't sleep that night. She kept seeing the name. Edward Blake. The man Clara married before. The man who vanished. His name stayed in her mind like a whisper. She searched it online. Nothing recent came up. Just the same old missing person report from 2013. No news. No updates. Just one blurry photo of him smiling, standing next to Clara. They looked like a happy couple. But Lana now knew. Pictures lie. The next day, Lana visited the local police station with her grandmother. She didn't tell her everything, just that she found something strange. They met with an officer, a kind woman named Officer Dana. Lana placed the printouts on the desk, Clara's fake IDs, the marriage certificate, and the missing person report. Dana raised an eyebrow. "Where did you find these?" "In my dad's house. He's married to her now." Dana's smile disappeared. "This woman, Clara, she's living here now." Lana nodded. "Your father ever file any complaints?" "No." "Ever mention Edward Blake?" "No." He didn't know about him either. Until yesterday. Dana looked over the papers carefully. "This missing person case is cold. It was never closed, but there were no leads. Edward Blake vanished. Some thought he ran away. Others, well, they had suspicions." "Like what?" Lana asked. Dana leaned back. "Like maybe someone didn't want him found." That night, Lana received an email. It was from an anonymous address. Subject: "You're not safe. Stop digging." Attached was a photo. Lana's photo. Taken earlier that day, outside the police station. She dropped her phone in fear. Someone was watching her. She showed her father everything. He looked pale. He sat down hard, as if his legs gave up. "I never wanted this," he said. "I just wanted peace after your mother." "You married a woman with secrets, Dad," Lana said. "And now we're all in danger." He nodded slowly. "I'll go to the police too," he said. "I'll talk to them. Maybe they'll reopen the case." But it wasn't that simple. The next day, Officer Dana called. She sounded tense. "Your father never came." Lana's heart dropped. She tried calling him. No answer. Then she called the house phone. Clara answered. "Oh, hi, Lana," she said sweetly. "Your dad's not feeling well today. He's resting. Let me speak to him. I'm afraid he's sleeping. He had a headache, but I'll tell him you called." Click. She hung up. Lana felt her knees go weak. Something was wrong. Really wrong. She rushed to her dad's house, but no one answered the door. She looked at the windows. Curtains were all closed. She banged on the door. Rang the bell. Nothing. She waited outside for an hour, then another. But no one came out. Just silence. The next morning, Lana received another message. No subject. No name. Just a file. She opened it. It was a video clip, shaky, like security footage. She watched closely. It was from years ago. She saw Clara, younger, smiling, arguing with a man in a parking lot. That man was Edward Blake. The argument got heated. Edward tried to leave, but Clara followed him. She pulled something from her coat. The video stopped. Lana stared at the screen. What happened after that? She printed the video still and took it to Officer Dana. Dana watched it, silent. "This isn't enough," she said, "but it raises questions." She leaned forward. "I need to ask you something difficult." Lana nodded. "If your father is really missing, do you think Clara might have done something to him?" Lana swallowed hard. "Yes," she whispered. That evening, Lana went back to the house. This time, she didn't ring the bell. She walked around the side and found a window slightly open. She climbed in. The house was quiet. Too quiet. She called out, "Dad." No answer. She walked upstairs. The door to the master bedroom was open. The bed was made, but no one was there. She checked every room. No sign of him. Then she noticed the small cabinet in the hallway, the one that was always locked before. Now it stood open. Inside, she found her father's wallet, watch, and phone. All of them. The basement smelled of dust, cold cement, and something else. Fear. Lana stood at the top of the stairs, frozen. That voice, it was her father's. "Dad?" She called again, her voice shaking. "Lana," came the weak reply. She turned on her phone flashlight and carefully stepped down. The wooden stairs creaked under her weight. Every sound echoed. When she reached the bottom, she saw an old metal shelf, some broken boxes, and an old washing machine. Then, in the far corner, a metal door. It was half open. Lana ran to it. Inside was a small room, cold and gray, with a single chair. And sitting on the floor, her father. His hands were tied, his face bruised, and his eyes filled with pain, but also relief. "Lana," he whispered. She ran to him. "Who did this?" she cried. He tried to speak but coughed instead. Lana untied his hands with trembling fingers. "We have to get out. Now." He nodded weakly. Together, they climbed back upstairs. It was slow. He was weak, barely able to stand. When they reached the living room, Lana looked around quickly. Still quiet. Clara was gone. She helped her father into the car and drove straight to the hospital. Doctors checked him. He was dehydrated, beaten, but alive. The police were called. Officer Dana came personally. Lana told her everything. The fake IDs, the video, the threats, and now her father being locked in a basement. Dana listened carefully. "This is more than a missing person case now," she said. Then she looked at Lana's dad. "We're going to issue a warrant, but we need to find Clara first." That night, Clara was gone. Her car was missing. Her phone was off. She had disappeared, just like her last husband. Days passed. The police searched the house, the woods nearby, Clara's workplace. No sign of her. But what they did find shocked everyone. Behind the walls of the basement, there was a hidden room. It had a computer, a printer, fake passports, foreign cash. It was a fake identity lab. Clara had been planning something big, and now she was on the run. Lana sat by her father's hospital bed. He looked better now, stronger. "I'm so sorry," he said. "I should have listened to your mother." Lana held his hand. "You didn't know, but we do now." He nodded slowly. "Clara, she used me. She used everything I had." "And when you found out?" Lana asked. "She hit me, drugged me. When I woke up, I was in that room." Lana's eyes burned with tears. "She's dangerous, Dad. Really dangerous." 2 days later, the police got a call. A woman matching Clara's description had been seen crossing into another state. They believed she was trying to leave the country. Officer Dana updated the family. "She has multiple fake names," she said, "and she's done this before. But now we have her face. We have your story, and we won't stop until we catch her." Lana went home that night, exhausted. But she couldn't sleep. Her phone buzzed around midnight. It was a message. No name, just words. "Tell the truth at the wedding, and watch what happens." Lana's heart froze. The wedding. It was supposed to be her father's big day, the one Clara had planned so carefully. But it never happened. Or did it? She remembered something. The wedding was legally registered. That meant Clara had rights now. Access to money, property, even power of attorney. Lana rushed to check online records. What she found made her blood run cold. Clara had already transferred thousands of dollars into a secret account. The next day, Lana went to the police with the new evidence. She didn't just want a marriage, she said. She wanted his life. And she nearly got it. Then something strange happened. A woman came to visit Lana at her apartment. She was older, with kind eyes, and a soft voice. "I saw your story on the news," she said. Lana let her in. "I knew Clara too, when she was called Melissa." Lana's eyes widened. The woman explained that years ago, Clara had befriended her brother. They dated, fell in love. But then, he vanished. She took everything, the woman said. His money, his identity. And then she disappeared. Lana asked for a photo. She showed one. It was Clara. Different hairstyle, different clothes, but the same cold eyes. Lana thanked her. She had no doubt now. Clara was a serial manipulator, and maybe worse. 1 week later, Officer Dana called. "We have a location," she said, "near the border, a small motel." The police moved in fast. But again, Clara was gone. She left behind a wig, fake IDs, and a note. It said only one thing: "You'll never really know me." The church stood quiet. The white flowers were still there. The chairs were neatly arranged. The music had been prepared weeks ago. But the bride, gone. Clara had vanished, the woman who almost ruined everything. Still, Lana stood near the altar with her father. The wedding never truly happened, but today they were back for closure. A news team had arrived. Police officers stood nearby. Some neighbors came too, the ones who had watched the drama unfold. Lana's heart was heavy, but she knew what she had to do. She walked up to the microphone in front of the church crowd. Her hands trembled. Her voice cracked at first. But then, she spoke. "My name is Lana," she said, "and I am the daughter of the man who was supposed to marry Clara." She took a deep breath. "I didn't come here to stop a wedding. I came here to save my father." People leaned in. Clara isn't who she says she is, Lana continued. She's used many names. Melissa, Kate, Clara, and she's used many people. She held up a printed photo, the still from the video, showing Clara and Edward Blake. This man was her husband. She told everyone he disappeared. But the truth is, she made him disappear. Gasps echoed through the church. Lana kept going. She tried to do the same to my dad, locked him in a basement, stole his money, and planned to leave once she had it all. She looked toward the crowd. Would you believe me if I didn't have proof? She lifted another paper, the bank transfer documents. She already moved thousands of dollars into an offshore account, using his name, using her marriage to him. It was all fake, just like her love. The crowd was silent now. Not a whisper, not a breath. Then someone stood. It was the older woman who visited Lana earlier, the one whose brother had vanished years ago. She did it to my family too, she said, and we never got answers. Another man stood. My uncle knew someone just like her. Same face, different name. He lost everything. It was like opening a floodgate. More people shared stories. Faces in the crowd changed, from confused to shocked, from surprised to angry. Officer Dana stood to speak next. We have filed official charges. Clara, also known as Melissa Kane, is wanted in 3 states for fraud, identity theft, and suspected foul play. She looked at Lana. You did the right thing. You saved lives. Lana's father, sitting nearby in a wheelchair, had tears in his eyes. You're stronger than I ever was, he whispered. She squeezed his hand. We're strong together. That evening, the story made national news. Bride with a past. Wedding interrupted by truth. Lana's photo went viral. People around the country called her brave, a survivor, a hero. But Lana didn't feel like a hero. She felt relieved. The nightmare was over. Clara was gone, or so she thought. 3 days later, Lana received a letter in the mail. No return address, just her name in neat handwriting. She opened it. Inside was a single photo. It showed Clara, wearing sunglasses, standing in front of a beach. On the back, a message. Didn't I say, you'll never really know me? Lana stared at it. Her heart pounded. She wasn't sure if it was recent or old, real or fake. But she knew one thing. Clara was out there, watching, waiting. Still, Lana smiled. Because now, the world knew the truth. And Clara, she couldn't hide forever. 3 months had passed. Lana thought the worst was over. Her father was recovering well. The press had moved on. Most people forgot about Clara, or tried to. But Lana didn't. Every time the phone rang, every time a car slowed down outside her house, every time a stranger smiled at her for too long, she remembered. One sunny afternoon, Lana walked through the weekend market downtown. She was helping her father pick out groceries. He walked with a cane now, slower than before, but still smiling. I miss normal days like this, he said. Lana smiled back. Me too. As they stopped by a fruit stall, her father looked around. It's crowded today. Lana nodded. Let's get what we need and head back. Then her body went cold. She dropped the bag of apples. Across the street, near the bookstore, a woman stood alone, wearing a wide sun hat and dark glasses. It was her. Even from a distance, Lana recognized the posture. The tilt of the head, the calm, confident body language. Clara. Lana froze. Was she imagining it? She blinked twice. The woman turned slowly and vanished into the crowd. Dad, stay here, Lana said quickly and ran across the street. She pushed past people, her heart racing. Clara, she shouted. But the woman was gone, just like last time. Lana searched the nearby streets, checked the bookstore, the cafe, but nothing. Like a ghost, Clara had disappeared. Again. At the police station later that day, Officer Dana listened carefully. "You're sure it was her?" Dana asked. Lana nodded. "I'd know her anywhere." "We haven't had any sightings in weeks," Dana said. "But if she's back, she might be planning something." The next morning, Lana found an envelope at her doorstep. No name, no address, just her first name, handwritten again. She didn't want to open it, but she had to. Inside was a single paper, a wedding photo, one that had never been taken. It was edited. Her father in a tuxedo, Clara next to him in a white dress, Lana standing in the middle, her face scratched out with a red pen. At the bottom was a note. "You ruined my wedding. I'm not finished yet." That night, Lana couldn't sleep. Her father stayed close. Officer Dana promised to increase patrols near their house. But still, Lana felt watched. Like Clara was somewhere close. A few days later, Lana got a call from the local library. "We have a returned book that belongs to you," the librarian said. "But I didn't borrow any book," Lana replied. "That's strange. It was returned under your name. Come by when you can." Lana and her father went together, escorted by a plainclothes officer. At the library counter, the woman handed over the book. It was an old mystery novel, but when Lana opened it, her heart skipped a beat. Inside the book was a folded note. One line. "I'm closer than you think." The police took it as evidence. Still no fingerprints, no security footage. Clara was careful. Smart. Too smart. That evening, Lana made a choice. "I can't just wait for her to strike again," she told her father. "I have to be one step ahead." "What do you mean?" he asked. "I'm going to tell my story. Fully. Publicly. With every detail. If she's hiding, we'll shine a light so bright that she has nowhere to run." That weekend, Lana sat in front of a camera. She looked straight into the lens. "My name is Lana," she said, "and this is the story of the woman who tried to destroy my family. And why she might be watching you next." She spoke for 15 minutes. Calmly. Honestly. With pain in her voice, but strength in her eyes. She ended with, "Clara, wherever you are, I'm not afraid of you anymore. I'm not running. You are." The video went viral again. News channels picked it up. Online forums discussed every detail. People shared stories of similar women they had met. Some said Clara had been spotted in Texas. Others said Nevada. One person even claimed she was on a cruise ship with a new name and a new ring on her finger.